what we found was anytime people tried to use this, they were either jumping the stack, that's like getting to the top of the line from like the speaker's list, or what they had was a question of clarification or a point of information. So please use the respectful, proper signal. You put up your hand, of course, you will be put on stack. Does anyone want to do stack stickers today? I don't think it'll be too complicated since we're doing this first. Okay. So this one is point of process. So it's just a P, and if you feel like we're going way off our normal structure or like need to sort of bring things back in the conversation, then you use that, which indicates to the group that we aren't really sticking to our process and need to get back on track. And then there is, okay, so this is block. This is a little bit more complicated. This can only be used when we're working on a proposal, and it's not to be used during the vote. We use 90% as a decision-making rule for with consensus building. So if we do achieve 90% on a vote and it's about to pass, but somebody feels that they strongly object to it on ethical grounds or whatever it is, they can block it and speak to why they have a problem with it. This should be used very rarely. It's only if something is so wrong to you that you consider leaving the movement over. So please be respectful in using that properly. Please don't use them when other people are speaking. And so when you get a chance to speak to your block, we will vote once more so that everyone can use that information that you shared. And that way everyone can vote with that in mind and whether or not it passes. So, and the last signal is this line, which is we try to keep everyone that's speaking to a 2-minute time frame so that we can facilitate more voices being heard rather than less voices. So if someone gets to their 2 minutes, then we use this signal to just remind them of that so that they can wrap up and we can move on to the next person. So just to remind everyone, we have a safe space policy, anti-aggression policy. We also have a decolonize statement. So we have to be conscious of the way that we speak and obviously any actions that we propose. If you want any more details on what those policies say, we have them I have it on my phone. I don't think we ever find it. But the idea is that it takes all of us working together collectively to create that safe space. So we're all, in being here, choosing to be accountable to that safe space agreement. And if we don't want to be accountable for that safe space agreement, we can also respectfully not be in this space. Okay, so the agenda for tonight is that we will do submitted announcements and committee announcements, and then we will move on to proposals, and then we'll move on to discussion, either all together. Since we're pretty small tonight, that seems like it would make more sense than splitting up into separate breakout groups. And Carla knows what's on the agenda. Okay, so we can start with announcements.
I have laryngitis.
Do you want to speak quietly and more use the
I think we probably need to do that because I can't get my voice up. My name's Maggie.
My name's Maggie.
I'm one of the Occupy chaplains.
I'm one of the Occupy chaplains.
I wanted to let people know the Occupy Gardens
I wanted to let people know the Occupy Gardens
is having an assembly and work party tomorrow at 5.
is having an assembly and work party tomorrow at 5
at the Queen's Park Peace Garden.
at the Queen's Park Peace Garden,
The northwest side of Queen's Park.
the northwest side of Queen's Park.
And we talked to some of the garden people
And we talked to some of the garden people
about doing a blessing of the garden at the beginning of that.
about doing a blessing of the garden at the beginning of that.
So, I know there was a bit of tension about that on the Facebook group today.
I know there was a bit of tension about that on the Facebook group today.
I wanted to clarify that it's an interfaith or really no faith ritual.
I wanted to clarify that it's an interfaith or really no faith ritual
For people to center their minds, their hearts, whatever beliefs they have on the garden for a short period of time.
For people to center their minds, their hearts,
Whatever.
whatever beliefs they have on
Yeah.
the
garden for a short period of time.
So I first wanted to invite everyone who wants to come to that,
So I first wanted to invite everyone who wants to come to that
and also see if there was any questions or any need for discussion.
and also see if there were any questions or need for discussion.
There's an event happening tomorrow night. Down at St. George.
What? Sorry. Are you announcing a new thing or are you asking?
Just letting her know that there is a planned event happening at George Brown tomorrow night.
Well, that's not till 8
At 8. At 8. This is at 5.
At 5.
5 o'clock?
5, yeah. And it's part of the meeting and work party of the gardens. It's not just the chaplains. We're just doing something at the beginning of an Occupy Gardens, which goes till 7 so that people can then get to the event at 8.
Okay, so do we have any? Danny, were you going to make an announcement about Saturday?
That's for the proposal.
Okay, so the movie one though is a proposal. Okay, so do we have any committee announcements?
Roxy's not here, so I'll announce that we had a great event yesterday at Occupy Toronto Preschool. It also continues at a new location next week at Alexandra Garden, or not
Alexander Park.
no, Alexandra Park, where the
Bathrooms
social
are done
event was from May Day. It was wonderful, the turnout. We were there until well after midnight. And for those of us that were in the park to understand why that's kind of important that we stayed past the curfew time. We expect to see as many people as can make it out. The classes are just so phenomenal. Go to the free school site, look at the classes, find one you like, and show up. Because without the student teachers, this preschool is a great idea, but like everything else, for 5 people to make it happen, we need 50 people to show up. If you can't show up, let one of us know. We'll find a way to take the course structure to you.
Any other committee announcements?
Finance has its committee meeting Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on the 5th floor of Oisey's Lounge. That's 252 Bloor Street West.
So can you maybe just give an update on finances as they currently are and what happens at the finance meetings?
We cut checks for people that provide receipts. There's about $1,200 still available. We provided some money to the people living on the street because they might need some cash every now and then rather than just food donations, but we welcome more food and water donations.
Are you guys providing any money to the preschool? Because
We have.
Yeah.
We've given $80 free schools. Check
$80.
to Veronica Campbell, and it's been sorted out.
Do you have another? Cool. I'd just like to say, go ahead.
I I have a non-strictly Occupy announcement, but a lot of you probably know Doug. He's been involved in this organization, Invisible Criminals, which is raising awareness of coltan mining in the Congo. And in solidarity with the Congolese community, they're having an event at Queen's Park on Saturday between 12 and 6. There's going to be lots of music. I believe there's going to be some food. So if people are interested in coming out and showing solidarity with the Congolese community, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Can you add the details to the Occupy TO schedule at gmail.com?
Next time I'm on a computer, I will do that.
Okay, yeah, yes, last week we raised about $140. Some of that money was used for flyers that was handed out at the casserole. And we've got 5 yards of these patches. So I figure that's enough to make enough patches for quite a number of people. And we can have little actions giving these things out to the city throughout the summer. We can talk about that after, like a breakout group, as to maybe a street team group that wants to spread information and also hand out patches about the Quebec strike, the Quebec student movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's coming in on Saturday.
Tomorrow I'm gonna go and meet people at Ryerson in the afternoon, and we have some red felt and we have some handouts on it, and they're gonna make some muffins and stuff. So if anyone wants to tag along,
What time?
all afternoon. I can't get there till 4:30.
Okay.
But there'll be people there. They're gonna set up a table and stuff.
So this is like an Occupy Toronto initiative. It's something that we can do. And this week is so busy with the organizing.
Do you raise your voice?
Volume.
Maybe can we just use the people's mic now that there's more of us and a waterfall?
Well, yeah, the Patches is an Occupy Toronto initiative.
The patches are an Occupy Toronto
Initiative. Something that we can organize with the GAs and the Action Committee.
Something that we organize with the GA Action Committee.
Something that we can do throughout the rest of the summer.
Something we can do throughout the rest of the summer.
This week with what's happening down in George Brown.
This week with what's happening down in George Brown.
It's already an organized event.
Already an organized event.
So there's not a whole lot that we can contribute this week.
So there's not a whole lot that we can contribute this week.
Continuing forward, the casserole events scheduled to happen.
Casserole event is scheduled to happen.
We could have an Occupy Toronto crew present.
We can have an Occupy Toronto crew present.
These events and at certain places in the city.
At these events and at certain places in the city.
To spread the word.
To spread the word.
Can I make a suggestion?
Can I make a suggestion?
That group meet with Occupy Outreach.
That group meet with Occupy Outreach.
That way they can do proper outreach.
That way they can do proper outreach.
So on that note, Outreach meets Wednesdays at 5 p.m. on the 5th floor of Boise in the lobby. Our meetings have become very small, so if you're interested in spreading the word about Occupy or any of our events, we could really use the help at this time. So please come out this Wednesday, 5 p.m. It'll be fun. Also, facilitation is always looking for more facilitators. So if you're interested in that, I'm not sure if your thing is related. Yeah. So we can talk more about that. So just some other events that are happening. River Run Rally is going to be having a few events this week. Yeah. Can people hear? Or yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Great. Okay, so sorry, tomorrow at 6:30.
25 cents overall. Sorry, no, I understand how phones are annoying.
Okay, yeah. So 6:30 at the Steelworkers Hall. That's 25 Cecil Street. It's called Crafty People Speak. So there will be a few speakers to talk about the mercury toxicity that the people of Grassy Narrows have been dealing with for a very long time. Then on Wednesdays, Jamie Kennedy has endorsed this event. They're cooking the fish from the tainted rivers, and they're inviting Dalton McGuinty to come and eat fish. So that should be fun. And Friday at noon in Grange Park is the big River Run rally. So please try and make it out to any of those if you can. There's a Facebook event which has been posted on the Occupy site a few times. So also, I'm not sure if we mentioned the location for the Mobilize to Take Back Our Education tomorrow at 8 p.m. at George Brown. And then Wednesday, of course, there's the casseroles happening all over the city. So several different neighborhoods. If you want to support the show solidarity with Quebecois students, 8 o'clock. I believe it's happening weekly now.
Explain what the difference between the Tuesday thing and the Wednesday thing is, or Roxy, can you do that?
Okay, so the Wednesday rally is the casseroles, which is where we bring our pots and our pans and we bang in the streets, and it's really amazing, and all the neighbors come out to join us. That's organized by individuals who put it on, and it's working really amazingly, and hopefully it'll be a weekly thing. The Tuesday rally is a rally that's put on by the OSMC, the Ontario Students Mobilization Coalition, which is a group of students from all over different universities and people who aren't in university as well, working towards a student strike here in Ontario. We'll be organizing rallies outside of and around the casseroles, so hopefully we can have, rallies on different days throughout the week and keep it very, very consistent. So yeah, please come to both. And sorry. And Tuesday is more centered around mobilizing students and getting awareness out to students. So, we have blue bags for everyone to hand out with little red squares and sealed flyers and information.
Do we have any more committee announcements? Any committee that wants to give an update?
Hey, so free school.
I already did it.
You already did it, awesome. Did you mention our meeting tomorrow?
No, I didn't mention the student union. I was saving that the best for last.
So tomorrow we have our weekly student union meeting. We switched our time to 6 p.m. And because usually it'd be happening at Philosopher's Walk, but because of conditions around the student strike and whatever, we're actually going to be meeting at George Brown at the same place as the rally started. I'm going to change it because they need help doing some things.
Okay.
Because the Free School Student Union is officially endorsed the OSMC, we'll go and help them.
Solidarity.
Yeah.
Okay, any other announcements?
Last call for announcement.
Join twice.
Sold.
Update from?
I went to the Socialism 2012 conference at OISE, and socialism is an alternative to capitalism. There was discussion on the future for the youth. Lana Goldberg was there speaking about Occupy Toronto. Some people were talking about the NDP moving to the right. There was also feminists talking about women's issues. There was also discussion of whether the Great Recession is over, and the wars of the 1% and how we're all kind of caught up in this war profiteering system. So I just wanted to let you know that those were some of the things they discussed. Thank you.
We had a lot of occupiers speaking at that conference. Okay, so it sounds like it's time to move into proposals now. So just once again, we go by a 90% decision-making rule, but we work on getting unanimity whenever we can. So when we're ready, we will have a vote, and if we reach 90%, if we don't reach 90%, we'll go back to discussion. If we do reach 90%, at that point we will ask the block. Only at that point you can voice your objection, we'll vote again, and that will be the final vote.
Sorry, just before we start, to clarify, if you have something that
is a block that you would like to have resolved, you should bring it up in the discussion ahead of time. Don't wait until we're at the vote to voice it, because the proposal could get molded if we voice our various concerns with it as we have the discussion portion. So you'd be voicing it as a opposition or problem, and not as a block at that point in the discussion, and only as a block if it still stands later after we've reached 90%. But you should bring it up.
Okay, so Sunny, would you like to start?
Good evening, my name is Sunny. I'm proposing that we start developing events for the Saturday, because on the calendar for the next few months there's no events for Saturdays moving forward. There's been talk with people about maybe doing another Occupy the Beach, possibly in July. There's been talk about doing Occupy karaoke with protest songs. So my proposal for this first coming Saturday is to do a movie night. There's this movie out called Cosmopolis about a billionaire roaming around town in his limo and all the trouble that he gets in. It starts on Friday, so I won't know of the location or time until Thursday, which I'll try to post on the OccupyTO.org website. Unfortunately, that website's blacked out right now, so I don't know what the condition of the imaging of the data will be. So the proposal once again is to have an Occupy movie night for this Saturday, June 9th, early evening, which I'll post the details Thursday morning.
So does anybody have any questions that they want to get clarification on? Or any thoughts that they'd like to share?
Occupy Montreal is putting together like a scrapbook of the experiences of the different Occupy. And so I talked to them, I gave my email. I don't think I've heard back from them, but if people have stuff like that they want to put together as our contribution, they're working on it over there.
Sorry, I meant thoughts on that, but also that's awesome. But also, does anybody have any, like, yeah, Ken?
I think that, like, we should really start working towards, for a Saturday, I think it's a good idea, like another day of action. And like, I know we have a lot of things planned, and I know there's a ton of good stuff coming up, but I think that if we could really try to get like a huge mobilization, and maybe give some people some Saturdays off and work towards like one, because like right now we're talking about having a casserole every week on Wednesday, another march happening another day on Tuesday, you know, and like I think that we should really work towards one day where we really get like, you know, we're seeing in Montreal, which is a smaller city than Toronto, by the way, 300,000 people, 200,000 people, 100,000 people, like we should at least be able to get 20,000 people on the street. And like, I think for that, we need to plan for a Saturday. I think that's a good idea, because people have the day off. And we need to plan it in advance, far in advance, so we can really mobilize for it. And that's what I have to say about Saturdays.
Roxy?
So I think that planning for like another day of like action and mobilization may be like, I don't know, a little outside of our capacity right now.
Definitely.
And I think what could probably be most useful, well, what's needed in general in Toronto to get to those numbers, for me at least, is like on the street reach. And I think it'd be really cool is like, if we're planning a Saturday thing, make it like a fun cultural event that we do like outside to draw the people in and give information, whether it's on us and the student movement and all this stuff. So like, we could do like buskers and, you know, support people and help out outreach. Because like, without that, we're never going to get the numbers out anyway. So if we start building, and then we can kind of get to more action.
No filming.
No filming? You want me to cut it off? Oh, okay.
So, the idea around Canada is to have Alternative Canada Day, which is to stop Harper. This is only 3 weeks from now, and only 3 Saturdays. If we're meeting once a week, it's going to take that long to plan something. As a suggestion, there's already some organizing on the internet. And as a part 2 to that proposal, I think it would be a good idea to form a small committee now to get some ideas from other people, not just me, about the walk to Ottawa starting on the 5th of September. And I already have something like a permit in the works for occupying Parliament Hill. So we can have, potentially we can have a lean-to, maybe not an entire structure. So, to be continued.
Okay, so it seems like, just to bring it back, we have Sunny's proposal, which is about the movie night, specifically this Saturday, and then also part of where that was coming from was the need for, like, utilizing Saturdays in a good way. So it sounds like the general mood is more that we would like to see Saturdays become a day of action again, and there's like different vibes about every Saturday versus a Saturday that we plan towards in the future, etc. But maybe what we could do just to try to keep on track is to hear any further comments specifically about the movie proposal for this Saturday, and then vote on that, and then we know that how we use Saturdays and what kinds of actions we're doing in general is something that we want to talk about, and we'll do that after. Is that cool for people? Okay, did the 2 people that had their hands up
That was
still
exactly what I was going to say.
Okay.
I kind of, like when I came here to join, I have some information from another movement which I know would be beneficial to all.
Is this directly about Sunny's proposal to have a movie night on Saturday? Because otherwise we're going to save this conversation for after.
Well, I guess I'd kind of go with a movie because I have a DVD.
Okay, so go ahead.
So I just feel that this information I came across has not only opened my eyes, but it has inspired me to join. And I just want to share this information, which would definitely really strengthen this group and probably bring other people forward.
Yeah, we are in the process of getting together and take a vote on a specific proposal. Can we get back to that?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, can we get a show of twinkles?
Okay, so just to clarify, this would become an official Occupy Toronto event, or is this just a social that people can come to?
It's Occupy related because I'll probably write an article on the website. We can talk about it after the movie as well if people want to go for coffee after the movie.
Okay, so the proposal is to have an Occupy Toronto event of showing this movie this coming Saturday in the evening.
Okay, so to clarify, it's at a movie theater.
Oh,
so
okay,
it
sorry.
will cost probably over $10. Sorry?
Probably closer to 12.
Probably about $12. So it's strictly not a free event, and we don't know where the location will be, but it would be at a commercial movie complex, most likely. There might be
I'll find out Thursday.
Just to back that up, because he didn't mention, like, this is a Cronenberg film, and he said that his experience while he was making it, driving through major American cities, was that it seemed to actually reflect what was going on with the Occupy movement. So there's actually a connection.
Some of the sentiment against the assholishness of young billionaires blowing their money.
Could I make a suggestion that perhaps we try to find a movie theater which isn't one of the big box Cineplex, like try to find a smaller, more locally owned movie theater if it is at all possible?
It's a first run movie.
It might
Sorry?
be at Rainbow.
Sorry?
It's a first run movie.
Okay, but like I'm not familiar with the Toronto movie theater scene, but if it is at all possible to avoid the larger corporate movie chains, that would like I feel like that would be more in keeping with the spirit of Occupy. Just a suggestion.
You could wait half a year and like screen it at the Steelworkers Hall if you want. Like.
Yeah, that's like basically what I was gonna say, is that there's a lot of movies that we could have a free event where we watch a movie that could be really important to us, and like $12 is a lot of money. Like I don't ever go see movies in movie theaters, and I'm not like that hard up, for money. So
That's not necessarily accessible to. Sorry, that's not necessarily accessible to everyone. Like when you said $12, I was thinking this was fundraising for something. But are you saying that this was just like for?
That's admission price.
Yeah, like that. In my opinion, there are alternatives to that are more accessible for other people to make it to, where we don't support like a corporate movie theater. In my opinion.
I think people support corporations when they buy clothes, so
I don't buy clothes.
I don't have anything against doing something social on a Saturday night.
So maybe we'll just do one last comment and then go to a vote.
I suggest, Sonny, that we wait till next Monday when we know where it's going to be playing and you know what the price is and all that sort of thing.
It's going to play at a movie theater downtown, which is accessible by subway. I just don't know until it opens on Friday. They're actually doing a grand opening today, so there might be more details.
Next Monday, we will know more.
Okay, so
Let's put this to a vote. Let's
Call
see.
the question.
I have a clarification. Are you organizing this or is someone else organizing it?
I'm suggesting it as a proposal, which has to be voted on.
Okay, it seems as though the proposal is to try to get many people to go together in the name of Occupy Toronto to go see this movie, which is at some sort of regular movie theater and costs money. It's like going together to an event, and we understand that it costs money. So with like understand that seems to be the motion coming forward to us. Can we go to a vote and we'll see what the crowd thinks? And one way or another, anyone is free to go see a movie on Saturday night if they so choose. And that's just a thing. Okay, so if you would like to endorse this proposal, do your twinkles. Yeah, twinkle now if you are for this proposal. Okay, so it would seem that we do not have 90% consensus, or 90% on that.
There are no blocks.
We don't go to block.
Yeah, I'm not going to block.
It's
just not approved. Yes, to read it, you
so
bought
the
it.
proposal not moving forward.
But just
I'm not against the proposal. It doesn't seem like a proposal. It's more like an invitation. Volume.
No, it's a proposal, but provide addressing very.
It's in the proposal, like, framework, but it's not going to go into a part of the action. I'm certainly not opposed.
So, if anyone in the future was to show a movie about the mining industry or whatever, why is that considered an event?
Well, it would still not be a proposal, it would just be an invitation. I think the proposal would be like the formation of a project.
we're going to actually clarify some of that. Generally, when we do proposals, it's because you're organizing the event. In this case, you're not the person putting on the movie, so you don't actually have control as to where it is and how much it costs and whatnot. So it's an event that's happening elsewhere, but you're inviting people to come by to attend. So as a social, obviously,
in this conversation, which is that people are A, feeling like there's something we could be doing with Saturdays that we're not doing, and B, that there are some potential future big dates of action that will be on Saturday and that those things kind of go together well.
Including social events, not necessarily
Then
action-related cultural.
I withdraw my motion to have an Occupy Beach in July as well. Yep. It's obvious people don't want to do things, so.
I think that's a really good, I don't know, I think that what we're saying in general is that the nature of those two events is really different, because one would be a thing that we could actually organize and the other one is something that we could only attend according to set rules in a prescribed place. So,
Real quick, I think it's something definitely worth talking about. It's something we really need to vote on. Come to consensus. My perspective. It's something that we really need to vote on, but it's definitely something worth talking about.
Let's look at the original Occupy Beach. That wasn't passed through the General Assembly. You and I know that. And it's still happening.
Obviously, nobody can stop anyone else from holding events, so if you don't want endorsement from the CA and you want to hold the event, I think that's the right you're going at. I mean, nobody's going to stop you. I'm sure people here will still attend it. It's up to you whether or not you want to propose something to the CA. So, what we do ask is that when you propose something, you are one of the bottom liners, or you and other people are bottom liners, need consent when you are proposing something. So that way we know that who is leading the organizing. So people have a point person to go to if they want to help, or who we know will be leaning on, like who's responsible for making sure that goes through. So if you're not up for being the bottom liner for something, you have an idea, find anyone else, talk to anyone who might want to help you do it, and then go to
Can we move on? And I want to suggest there are several days that are coming up. It's July the 1st, Canada Day, July the 14th, the U.S. Independence Day. When is Bastille Day? When they
That's the 14th.
February 14th. July the 14th, when they broke out of the prison. Versus July Self-Absorption Day. Let's forget that one.
Okay, so we did have one more proposal that the presenter is not here right now. So maybe we can give her a chance if she does make it. Otherwise, we should move on. There was a proposed discussion. So do people feel comfortable with having the discussions in this group, or did we want to break out? There's
okay, I'm just gonna step outside/inside the facilitator hat for a second. What I'm hoping to do tonight all together is to have a conversation about facilitation and the structure in which we do facilitation and organize facilitation at the General Assembly. And so I didn't want to bring a proposal because I don't feel like we've begun the discussion, but at the same time we haven't begun the discussion because every time there's a facilitation meeting or a facilitation breakout group at the GA, no one really comes except for the same couple people over and over again. So what I did is I amassed the thoughts that I personally have been having via input from various conversations into a draft proposal that I was hoping we could take a look at and get some thoughts and see if there are people who want to take that forward into a real proposal for the future. So it's sort of an oddball in that it doesn't exactly fit in proposals and it doesn't exactly fit in discussion, and it also is something that personally I feel will be made the most of if we all take 15 or 20 minutes on it, as opposed to 3 people taking 15 or 20 minutes to look at it. So I guess I'm asking if we could take 15 minutes to look at it. I printed copies of it, and and like just discuss it for a little bit.
I'd like to ask, I'm really not well and I need to leave, but I wanted to make it's really a point of information about Canada Day more than anything else. If I could just put it out there so people have that for if there's discussion of that. Could I just make that point of information and then go? Just bear in mind that Canada Day this year is also Pride Day. And the Pride March is really huge and hard to compete with. And the day before, the Saturday, is the Dyke March, which is the less commercialized and more political march. And I would hate to set up a conflict with that one. So just point of information if there's further discussion on that.
So maybe as like a way forward, do people feel okay with taking 15 minutes to discuss this and then spending a chunk of time discussing like important upcoming dates and action ideas? That seems like what's coming up. Is that cool with people? Okay. So do you want to pass share them, I guess? Yeah, that would be fantastic. I think we probably need to share them like every couple of people because there's not a lot.
So there's the meeting tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Sorry, for what?
I don't know, tomorrow's supposed to be around that time.
Oh yeah, there's a rally at 8. Okay, this is a draft proposal about the facilitation model. It's very preliminary. So I wrote at the top like some of my personal observations, and they are only that, my personal ones. But as I see it, the current model of facilitation isn't doing as well as it could and creates a situation where there's a small group of people who are facilitating and sort of end up feeling responsible for like the production of the GA, and then the other people that come and don't facilitate, and it ends up creating this dynamic, I think. And then like in line with that, the few people who are involved in facilitation end up feeling really burnt out, and then that leads to repetition of the same facilitators over and over again because there's not enough to do the turnover, which leads to like increased exponential burnout for those people. And also like why this is the idea that I came up with is because I think what we've concluded is that facilitation is something that takes a bit of practice and understanding and like preparation, and not just something you like jump into. So the idea is basically that we would create a general list of whoever's willing to facilitate, and that could be like 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, 100 people, 1 million people, whatever. And then we would, and the idea is that that list is of people who are willing to facilitate but aren't necessarily willing to come to a weekly meeting every week to like discuss facilitation and do the more intensive preparation. So we would make a schedule of like that big general list, and like, I don't know, Sakura would know that she was facilitating next March, and that would be awesome because there would be so many people between now and March. And we would try to pair people like a more experienced facilitator and a less experienced facilitator, and then everyone who's like ready to sign up for that list would commit to staying for like an hour after a GA that we would outline to do an hour-long training to go over the process and just talk about facilitation in general a little bit, so that they would have a bit of preparation. And then the next crucial part is that we would bring some discussion about facilitation to the GA itself and out of the committee. So every month we would take 15 minutes to just review, evaluate, give people who are facilitating a bit of feedback so that we can move forward in a positive way. And then at the end of those 15 minutes, we would just go over the schedule for the next month to make sure that everybody knew that they were on the schedule, and anyone who wasn't on the general list would be able to be added at that time. And then the current facilitation committee would become the forum for like deeper discussions about process and like working out the kinks of facilitation. And then periodically we should probably have a bigger training for the general list of facilitators so we can keep improving ourselves. So what I thought that would require is someone would need to make the list, like the general list, and then make it into a schedule. Someone or someones ideally would need to plan and schedule the training, that initial one. And people would need to actually commit and then follow through on showing up to that training and the days they're scheduled to facilitate. And it would require communication between each week's facilitators so that there could be some sort of like positive outcomes of facilitation in general. So that's the basic idea, is to try to like make facilitation something that more people can do and that requires less commitment, but still has enough like resources in place and accessible to everyone that facilitators are prepared to take on that role. I'm gonna not facilitate discussion now, because that'd be awkward, right? Okay. Question, clarification?
Actually, it's a comment. It's not a question.
Point of comment.
There's a lot of really great points in here. Can everybody hear me? No. There's a lot of really great points in here that could be applied to the entire, the entire organization. The problem that this proposal wants to address is lack of turnout. And this is true of all the committees right now. So that's in how we address this proposal would highlight areas that we can improve the entire stream of activities that we do. For example, we meet on Monday, which is a great day to meet because it's the beginning of the week. That means we can plan our week, and we can plan the month. And then we have the preschool on Sunday, which is at the end of the week. It's kind of the culmination of all of that planning. We know at the beginning of the week what we kind of need to, what opportunities there are that we can incorporate at the end of the week and throughout the week. We also meet on Wednesday to do the outreach. It's unclear, but I think we're meeting on Sunday as well to plan our actions. These are just times that we arrange to have conversations about certain activities. But I think there's a confusion in people's minds that there are people in those committees looking after those areas. Rather, like the perception, it's more useful, I think, that because we are a small group, we all need to take collective responsibility in the entire, every single aspect of what we're trying to do. The General Assembly is just one meeting that is a place where we can, it's an intercommittee meeting, basically. It's where we can talk about all the different things that we're trying to do. When we have committees with their own different goals, it creates a lot of communication barriers. That is what is hurting our numbers. How we address this proposal is how we address the success of what we do. There's not much time left. People are already pretty cynical about the Occupy.
Once again, I'd like to point out I have information that could really strengthen, make this grow. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Foster Gamble or the New World Order, but I have information that'll wake all of these people up and will make this movement strong. I have people from where I come from in Thunder Bay that are already on board with my ideas, but I want to present them to you people because I don't like seeing people getting arrested without results. There's a new way.
Okay, so we do need to get back specifically to this proposal, but just so we know how to address that, because we brought it up a few times, you were saying you have a DVD. Is it a lot of information? could we schedule a screening? Could we, like if you could form it into an event or even just post it on a site, like direct us in that way, then we can figure out how to get that information.
Facebook. This movement is on Facebook, and I'll give the website to anyone who wants it. It's a 3-hour video. But I swear, I've showed this to everybody. And when they see it,
Thank you. Yeah, could you just give us the title by chance?
yeah, it's thrivemovement.com/whatonearthwillitake. And it's on Facebook.
Okay, so thank you. Do we have any other comments specifically about this idea about facilitation and everyone who can getting more people in on facilitating, even if they don't become a permanent member of the committee that meets every week?
Okay, so this is totally personal, and I realize there's accessibility issues involved, but you know, I have a family, and I can't make it out to every Monday night, nor indeed every Sunday, whenever that meeting is. But at some point, maybe the organizers should weigh the concerns around, like, how many people could come out to some kind of a virtual presence meeting versus like in person, because you could really broaden the ability of people to attend, and that might, you know, cut some people out. But I don't know how to really you know, work through those particular issues.
So you mean for the GA or for facilitation?
Well, we're specifically talking about the facilitation, but the GA, I guess, as well, but you'd probably want to keep the GA IRL.
So we have Dave, and then Darcy, Kura, and then Dick? Oh, okay.
Okay, so facilitators tend to be the bottom liners. Going back to what I was saying before, when we have the General Assembly on Monday, we have all the announcements and proposals that we, you know, it comes to attention like what we need to act on, what the group feels like we need to act on, what's urgent. When we meet on Wednesday, you know, we're tasked with the job of getting that message out to people. One way to do that is like through an online bulletin, right? So it's really like this proposal, it's a proposal to improve all the processes in how we organize the movement. A big part of that is grouping not away from like groups that do things, but like urgent jobs that need to get done by deadline.
So I just want to sort of like speak to the scope that this draft proposal is trying to extend itself to, because I think it would be very compelling to get into a big conversation about, in general, how to build the movement to be more successful and stronger right now. I think like the intention of this in its current form is to try to secure the future of this space in specific, and that is something that is like falling to a few specific people over and over, which like doesn't seem to be a healthy dynamic for really anyone on either side of that equation. So I don't know, like I guess personally it would be really helpful to me if we could like keep our scope narrow for like a moment to just think about facilitation as it regards like ensuring that this space continues to happen in a productive, like, and healthy and safe way.
So next we have Takura and then Dick.
Alright, I love this proposal. I don't think it necessarily needs to go through GA, but I'm happy that we're having group think about this. One suggestion I think would be to move the facilitation meetings to an hour before GA, and then like if bigger discussions are needed from that committee, we could plan another day on an ad hoc basis. But I think that personally for me, it would make it a lot easier for me to go to facilitation meetings. And when I have facilitated in the past, I've usually arranged with my co-facilitator to meet an hour before GA anyway. So I don't think the Thursday date really worked at all because the proposals are new. So I just think that this is great. I especially love meeting once, having 15 minutes of GA time to review how the General Assembly thinks that facilitation is going. Okay?
Would it be out of turn to now ask those who want to become facilitators, join this facilitation group?
We should send around an email list.
Sure. Well, can we get a raise of hands with anyone who's interested in facilitating 1 or 2 GAs in the coming months? Okay, amazing. Okay, so do we have any other comments about proposal? So we'll start.
The only amendment that I would offer is, I mean, it's a big one, but because it's summer, people have different schedules, we use the committee structure inside Oasis so that we could get through winter. We also had a lot more people then. We've been kind of losing people gradually. Those people could come back in any time. But I think we should try to adapt our meetings to the conditions that we're in. I've been to many committee meetings consisting of 2 to 3 to 4 people. So my only amendment is that we apply this to all our meetings, perhaps making 3 meetings a week here.
Okay, so point of process would be just that would be a new proposal. This one is specifically about facilitation. That requires a lot more people getting in on the conversation, and it should probably be discussed at the individual committees before we have a GA about it. That would be my suggestion. So, another?
Yeah, I also really like the ideas in this proposal for generating more participation. Don't have any like major feedback, but one thing I've noticed within the Occupy movement is that often the people that do the most work get the least recognition for that work, and so I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the people who have been facilitating for keeping it going, and obviously it is weighing on you as quite a workload, I guess. So just wanted to express appreciation for the work that is being done to keep this space going. Thank you.
I mean, I brought it as a topic of discussion and skipped the normal procedure.
So we don't have to vote on this. This is a discussion topic, and it's also for everyone to keep in mind that at any point, if you would ever be interested in facilitating here or there, that sorry, okay. I think it is it's like a structural proposal that also is like based on different basic understandings of what we're expecting from facilitators and like that whole structure. So I feel like it is something that we should like vote on, if only to be like, yeah, we're all in it for that, so that it's really clear and we like feel accountable to that decision. But for total transparency, I brought it today as a topic of discussion and a draft proposal because it hadn't really gone through any group discussion, and so I anticipated that it wouldn't be fully formed, and also I haven't found time in the last like month to write it up, and then still didn't before the deadline to submit proposals for this GA, so it was not submitted as a proposal properly at all. So that like feels important to share. Yeah. Where did that come from? Okay. So I don't know like how people want to deal with that. I don't really know how to form this into a proposal.
Like my suggestion, I would say, in order to both like move forward productively and also keep like in the spirit of the structures that we've already set out, would be that like we take from now until next Monday to like really actually think about this, think if there are ways of improving it, and then bring it back next Monday as a proposal formally, and also hopefully there will be more people then because it will be less rainy, hopefully. Do you have a comment?
Just a quick suggestion to like circulate a piece of paper now with the people who like have their hands up so that we can like just have like a list for like facilitation and be like, okay, you know, and you can just even like message those people, say like you're facilitating this week, and they don't need to be on all the discussions, I guess.
So yeah, so we can definitely start that list. So are we passing it around?
This is a list of.
So this is a list if you'd like to facilitate at any time in the future.
Well, let's let everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
So
have it sprinkled out instead of, you know, just the temperature. Just having read it, are we, you know, it's good.
Yeah, okay, so maybe let's just do that because it's cool to get people's names, but anyway, more people should be facilitating. And then can we do like a temp check on how people feel about this proposal in its current form, with its current scope, and we'll use that as a jumping off point to bring the proposal back more properly next week. So how do people feel about it in general?
okay. Do we have any disagreement? Yeah. So now let's move on. We did have another proposal from Sakura. Can you put it out? Can you put it out?
Okay. I have a proposal. I would have printed out, but I thought it was going to be printed out. So, let's see if I can look it up. Okay. So, basically, Hudbay Minerals, I'm not exaggerating. They are a gang-raping, assassinating mining company that's operating out of Guatemala. And before they were in this area that they're mining, the villagers were violently displaced when it was under Sky Resources. So really bad mining company. They're meeting here, just right down the street on Adelaide, 77 Adelaide, on the 14th of June. And basically asking for an endorsement from Occupy, as well as I would like it to be a discussion topic that I would lead to see how we could kind of create a media platform for this case study. There is a local lawyer, Klippensteins, that are representing the 11 women that are raped in Lote 8, which is a district near the mine. And they're also representing the widow of Adolfo Ich, who is the school teacher dash leader of the mining resistance movement, who was assassinated by a security guard that Hudbay hired. So this is a pretty intense case. It's been fairly well documented. My friend Stephen Schnorr, he videotaped the forced evictions, including the reading of the eviction order, and then the Canadian ambassador lied and said that my friend had hired actors and actresses to pretend that they were being forcibly evicted from their homes in the presence of around 700 Guatemalan military. He sued the Canadian government and won in small claims court for libel because he was, of course, telling the truth. So it's a very well-documented case. I think it's our responsibility to create a media platform for that case so that it can influence the debate about mining. And on the 13th, Adolfo Ich's sister-in-law, and she's one of the new leaders of the resistance movement in Guatemala, is going to be here to speak, as well her lawyer, who's a Toronto-based lawyer, is going to speak. So speaking of events on the 13th, protests on the 14th, the organizers kind of approached me a little bit last minute about this, so I'm appealing to you guys. Any concerns? Or what's your job?
Do we have anyone who wants to speak to that?
HUD Bay is being very sneaky, so they still have not announced the place or the time on their website, but we know through SADAR, which is the kind of like the Security and Exchange Commission of Canada, that it's going to be at 77 Adelaide, and my only guess is it's going to be during business hours. So somewhere probably from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And the talk on the 13th is when?
7 p.m. at Oisey. I can't give you the exact room number, but... So we'll find that out very soon, but they're being very sneaky about it, as if to avoid any sort of protest.
What you're trying to propose. Okay, do we have anyone else that would like to speak to that?
So just to clarify, you're asking for Occupy to endorse some sort of action on that date, and the details of that action are to be determined?
Yes, and a working group that we're going to establish now. And I've talked a bit to Rights Action, who's coordinating the speaking tour with Maria Chop, and and we've discussed some things with Mining and Justice Solidarity Network. They're kind of taking the lead on this, which I'm a part of. So, I mean, at this point, we're thinking something like highly visual. It's a good place for some visual action. 77 Adelaide, you can check it out. And so that's what we're thinking right now. We just want to get good press because the story is already well founded, and so we just need to give it that extra push to make it front page headlines instead of buried.
You were talking about media. I know I have some friends press for truth. They would be the best ones to get the truth out there because they're not CBC or CNN.
Great. Invite them.
I will.
Awesome. Yeah, and all the press we could get. Would be lovely.
Do you mind outlining how you want Occupy to get involved? Thinking of helping with
Yeah, we're gonna do an art build this Friday or this Saturday and Sunday, and we can discuss this more in the discussion group. In terms of an endorsement, that means listing on the website, promotion on the Facebook page and Twitter. Hopefully live stream would come out. That would be awesome. Though I know that this GA doesn't necessarily dictate that kind of stuff, but it would be great.
Okay, so just to clarify, what the proposal is asking for is to use Occupy resources, like human and technological resources, to promote this event, and to have people join a working group to prepare it.
Yes.
Yeah? Cool.
Okay, seems like we're ready to go to a vote on this. Can we get some twinkles from those who agree to endorse this event? Okay, so we have more than 90%. Do we have any blocks? Fantastic!
We did it!
Yay! Thank you.
Okay, great.
Okay, it seems like the thing on the table right now is to talk about those dates that were flagged before, of upcoming events or important days that we might want to have events happening on. So, maybe, you want to start us off?
Can I suggest one date? Greg from Occupy and I are part of the Mohammed Majoub, the Secret Trial. So this is a little further ahead, June the 26th. So I just would like to put that date out, and that we will endorse it. There's going to be a march. We're going to go from CSIS to the Federal Justice and then to the Federal Court on June 26th. We'll bring more information later.
Maybe we could just get it all out there. Does anyone else have some
Anybody who wants to get involved in the, like, spreading the Quebec student Maple Spring movement through Occupy, come talk to me after.
So you don't want to have a discussion now? Just come talk to you later? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we basically just want to have a discussion. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, great. So, it looks like since we don't have too many people, maybe we can get into the conversation about these ideas of using our Saturdays, how we'd like to use them, and upcoming events. So, Dick, do you want to...
See, there's nobody else mentioning anything. I think we should decide what we're going to do for Pride Day. Are we going to join Pride Day? Are we going to join in it or something like, you know, what the date of that? Canada Day.
It's Canada Day, yeah. I heard that.
Yeah. Okay, which one are we going to go to? Which one do we endorse?
So I know Rob was talking about Pride Day also. Okay. So I think he's planning to make a proposal for next GA regarding Pride Day specifically.
Okay. Dave?
Just point of information on Canada Day. There's a group of people that organize a Decolonize Canada Day. Just because a lot of people don't like to celebrate it in any sort of capacity. So they'll do they do street theater. I don't know if it's happening this year, but they've done it in previous years.
There seems to be a lot going on Canada Day, so I feel like this might be the moment if there's any other events for Canada Day that people know of, so we get a better understanding, because we're not going to be able to officially attend everything. Okay. I feel like
We have two banners.
you have what?
I said we have two banners.
We have 2 banners, of course. We could officially attend Tuesday with a banner. Okay, so just like we're in kind of open discussion mode right now, so do other people have things they want to bring up regarding Action Days, Saturdays, Canada Days, Pride Days?
Honda Indy.
Okay. Bueller? No? Cool. Okay, so it seems like people aren't in talking mode tonight. That's cool. We can try again next week or whatever. Is there anything that anybody wants to put out there before we wrap up for the night? Bueller.
Who wants the last cookie?
The one who has it in their hand.
Just for people to be aware, late summer, early fall, there's probably going to be some kind of a cool camp out, organizing session, convergence type model in somewhere nearby southwestern Ontario, more to the west and south. And Occupy people are invited, but more details will come out soon. But just putting that on the radar. That'll happen.
Stay tuned.
Oh, and on the live stream, so yeah. Not everyone on live stream is invited.
Fantastic.
Bob's on live stream.
Break. Okay. No. No, for break. I wanted to be like, hot day. Cool. Okay. Have a good night. Dude, really? You want to say something now? No, Raven? Twinkling.
Okay, we're out of here for now. Oh, hold on. Maybe we'll stay on. I can listen.
Live stream
Mao doing it. I have a good idea. Oh, civilian media. That's you know, civilian media. He's part of us too. Okay, well, the meeting's over, so I'm going to cut out. Or just stop.